What's up guys, my name's Liam. So what happens when you take my number one pick for a budget gaming mouse of last year, which was the VXE R1 Pro, and you make it even better? Well, you get this, the VXE Mad R Major, and you can very well make a great argument for why this could possibly be the best gaming mouse that is currently on the market. But is this going to be the perfect gaming mouse for you? Let's check it out. And before we get started today, I did want to let you know that this was sent out to me. However, everything you're going to be hearing in this video today is going to be my own words and my own opinions. Included inside the box, it does come with this documentation. They also do include a USB-C cable. However, I did want to note that this does feel rather stiff. It also does come with these grips, and I have not needed to use grips on these mice because they have a good coating. But these grips, they do feel pretty good. They're rubberized and they definitely have a sticky feeling to them. And it does also come with two sets of skates. You do get these corner skates, and as you'll see here in a second, the larger ones. It also does come included with the 8K receiver in the box. As you can see here, it does have a rubberized bottom. Here's the USB-C on the back, and it does have this transparent see-through shell. When I got this out of the box, it did not have any skates installed on it, so I did actually have to apply them on here myself. And I've talked about these types of skates before. They're these white, harsher style of skates. They are on the quicker end, so they do have a faster glide than something like the 100% PTFE skates. And then aside from that, real simple, just your on and off button down here. So nice and sleek design, no holes, very clean and simple. I've been putting a lot of attention on getting a lot of use out of this and trying to stress test it as much as I possibly can, and so far everything is held up solid, so there's no type of bending, creaking, or flexing. When I did a review on the F1 Ultimate, ATK F1 Ultimate, I did notice that my first copy, the coating on it felt a little bit on the lighter end. Not the case at all with this one. Very grippy. This also does feature the Omron opticals in it, and these have very quickly been becoming my favorite switches that are on the market. They do have a pretty unique sound signature, but the clicks on them are just incredibly lightweight. And the implementation on this mouse is actually really solid. As you can see, not a whole lot of curve from here down to the front. Very minimal pre-travel, practically none. And the post-travel is pretty solid. Just a little bit movement there. And it doesn't really become so much apparent even up here in the front. So perhaps just a little bit, but you can't actually make contact with the shell up there. The side-to-side play on both of these is fantastic. I'm not getting any movement. It does become just a little bit heavier in the back, but nothing that's too horrible or too noticeable of a difference. The scroll on here does also feel pretty solid. It does have these lightly defined steps, and they are tensioned nicely so it doesn't feel too loose or anything like that. And I didn't find myself getting stuck in between steps or anything like that. And the click on the center scroll here as well is actually really good. A little bit on the lighter end, not too stiff. They also have done a really solid job with these side buttons on here. As for the pre-travel goes, there is practically none. A little bit more back here in the rear, but nothing that's too noticeable. Honestly, these side buttons feel really good. The one thing I would say about them is they do kind of have some post-travel there. You can kind of push them in. So if you're kind of firm with your side buttons, they almost feel kind of mushy when you push them in a lot there. No major teetering from side to side. So my experience so far since I've gotten this out of the box, I haven't come across any issues. It really has just all around been a very solid experience. So let's go ahead and drop the sound click test. And when it comes to the weight and balance, everything about this really does feel just about as good as it gets. Perfect front to back and left to right. Keep in mind, I do have the larger skates on here. So obviously if you're to put dot skates or the corner skates on here, you're going to lose possibly about a gram or two. But on my scale, coming in at approximately 40.3 grams. This is using the same software as the ATK X1 and the F1, something I've already gone over before, and it is a web-based solution. On this page allows you to adjust the DPI, and over on this next page allows you to adjust the polling rate lift off distance, and just about all of the other settings that you could find useful. For the performance, everything has been feeling great. I'm still having incompatibility issues with these mice and my XLAT system, but this is using the 8K Compex firmware solution. They do claim that this does come in at a 0.4 milliseconds click latency. I've been testing out this firmware solution with other mice that have the same internals in it. For whatever reason, it is working on those and not on this one, but I am showing that those numbers that they are claiming are holding up to be accurate. So when it comes to the shape of the MADR, one thing I did want to throw up here really quick, I did actually pick up a newer version of the ATK F1 Ultimate, and this one is a night and day difference from the first one that I did get. So this one does have a much grippier coating on it, and I haven't noticed any type of creaking or flexing on this. So just to show you the difference between these really quickly, the ATK F1 Ultimate over here does have a little bit more curves on the side, and it is a bit more of a mid-hump style. Here's the R1 Pro. These are pretty much the exact same mice. There are some just real minor changes here, but just to kind of show you a comparison, looking over here at the bottom, as you can see, the curve profile on them looks very similar to one another. Even when I put them together, just the overall width and feeling of them is very similar. The one difference I do notice, however, is on the sides. The R1 kind of felt like it was a little bit more rounded on the sides, and the sides on these just feel a little bit more flat. So you do kind of notice it a little bit more aggressively there. And I honestly do kind of prefer the feeling of the MADR just a little bit more. But really, aside from that, if you have any one of the R1 variants, then you're going to know exactly what to expect. I've already done a video in the past on the R1 Pro Max on my channel. In case you haven't watched that, go ahead and check that out. I did compare this mouse being closest to the Pulsar X2. So since I've already done the shape comparisons on that, I'm not going to break it down in here. But the biggest thing that I probably see people talking about out there currently is the MADR versus the Ninjutsu Sora V2. The MADR is kind of putting the Sora V2 in a bit of a tough spot. Coming with the corner skates on the Sora V2, coming in at 40.4 grams with the full skates on the MADR 40.3. So really similar in weight here. And I really feel like these shapes on both of these really are great. The one thing is that the Sora V2 comes in about $100. I don't know the exact pricing on this one yet. I don't see anything official. I have seen listings out there putting just the original MADR at $65 and the MADR Major at $69.99. And the fact that the MADR does come include the 8K dongle, I still have not seen the 8K dongle on the shop for Ninjutsu yet. Kind of puts it in a bit of a tough spot. But the shape of both of these, I really do like both these shapes a lot. You can see the Ninjutsu Sora does have a little bit more curves on the side, and overall just feels, I would say, a little bit smaller to me. You do notice a bit more of a grip width over here on the MADR Major, and the hump profile on the back here is just a little bit different. But as you can see, both of these are really solid options, with the Major R just feeling just a little bit larger to me. Alright guys, so that about wraps things up on the VXE MADR Major. Now, before I start endlessly praising this thing, I have seen a user out there reporting that they did have an uneven base on the mouse, and it was right here in the middle. It was like lifted up, and it was scratching every time they were using their mouse. I did make sure to pay extra close attention to this type of thing since I've gone out. Mine doesn't have any unevenness at all whatsoever. And all I can really do is talk on the unit, that I do currently have in front of me. So if you have picked this mouse up or plan on picking it up, please let me know down in the comments below if you're having as solid of experience as I have, or if you are having any issues with your copy. With that being said, wow, this thing really is fantastic. The fact that you can pick this up for, like I said, it's not confirmed, but what's looking to be like around $70 with the dongle included. I mean, just look at this thing. No holes on the bottom. Not that it matters. I don't mind holes on the bottom, but no holes on the top or anything like that. A full larger skate design coming in at 40 grams, solid coating, arguably some of the best, most lightweight clicks out there on the market. And this thing is just a true force to be reckoned with. I mean, clearly I love this thing, but anybody else, you can just very easily make an argument out there that there's nothing else really out there on the market that can compete with this. Yeah, like I said, the Ninjutsu Sora is pretty similar in terms of specs and weight. But again, the fact that this does come with the 8K dongle is coming in as lightweight as it is, and it feels this great. I mean, this thing is really a threat. I'm not even going to label this as a budget mouse because this is possibly one of the best mice that is out there on the market. Not only that, this competes and in my opinion even beats some of the most expensive top offerings that are currently out there. So whether you guys agree or disagree, if you do have any other questions or like to put any input, please let me know down in the comments below. If you have enjoyed watching this video and are interested in seeing more videos like this in the future, please drop this video a like and subscribe to my channel. And thank you guys so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next one.